We caught up with Gina Guddat here at the EMA's Home Media Expo in Las Vegas. Gina, thank you so much for sitting down with us again.
Not a problem.
We've got lots to talk about when it comes to teenage girls, don't we?
They have issues.
Issues?
Yeah, well, they're not problematic. They're a great generation of kids. I mean, that's for sure. But I guess they have more to deal with than our generation. So there's a lot coming at them.
Oh, such as?
Such as, oh my gosh, all of the media images, all of the, have to do this, have to do that, performance, depending on their families, getting into good colleges. There's the perfect body, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect career.
So,
yeah, girls have it hard. I think it's harder than boys right
really?
now. Mm-hmm.
So what effect do you think the media has on their peer pressure?
Oh, well, there's a lot of very popular shows out right now that paint an image of girls in sort of this perfect life, in a high-end life, with all designer clothing, with everything that they ever, there's no wants. They have everything that they need and ever dreamed of, and, big coming out parties, cars at 16. And
it's kind of close to Cinderella almost.
I know, but the thing is, most of America does not live that way. That's the truth about it. And, getting these girls to understand they may have to be working for what they get in life, and then they need to go to school, and they, hopefully they can move on and get into colleges and become, what they want to become, and
right.
have careers for themselves and become somewhat independent and autonomous and be able to stand on their own, that maybe just not marrying rich is not always going to be the case for everybody.
Now, what effect does the media have on their attire?
Oh, it's a lot of designer clothes. I think girls get wrapped up in size of their jeans, size of their shirts, what labels are showing, on everything from their sunglasses to their handbags.
But do you think that's differed much from, say, when you grew up?
Well, I think the media image that they see are way more because of the internet. I mean, because they're not just seeing things on TV. It's the TV, it's the radio, it's the billboards, but it's so much of the internet and the magazines, and there's so much more coming at them. So I think they're just inundated, and also with a lot of sexualized images of girl. I mean, think about how they're selling shampoo now and deodorant and things of gum. I mean, everything is sexualized for girls. So it's also feeling like they have to grow up quicker, and that, in order to be, really cool and accepted, they have to have a boyfriend, in 5th grade.
In 5th grade?
No, we're seeing that happen. So there's a lot of that too, just trying to be sexy, and all those designers are making clothes for little babies too.
Oh,
so we
gosh.
see sexy clothes on toddlers. Yeah.
Boy, well, we're all coming to.
Where's the innocence?
So let's see what we've covered. Fit Girl, and your new book on Unwrapped.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I have a feeling there's more to talk about on that one.
I know. Well, I think relationships, I've been doing a lot of research on relationships. The divorce rate is very high. It's continuing to be high. And what is it that we need to do maybe for our adolescents to train them how to pick and select a mate? And so there's a lot of talk on personality profiling and gifts and talents. You know how teens are. They all want to look the same, act the same, wear the same clothing, but really they each have their own different style and personality and gifts and talents. So if they can embrace who they are and figure out, I'm an extrovert or an introvert, I'm a perfectionist, and go with that and understand it, then perhaps they can find a partner in life that is similar. Because that opposites attract thing is actually a myth.
It is?
It is a myth. It is a myth, yeah. We're interested in the opposite of who we are, but it's not a good match in the long run. It causes a lot of friction and conflict. So, yeah, that's been misproven. So we need to have girls not try to be a chameleon and turn into whatever the guy is that they're dating or want to get. We want them to be who they are and be independent, and then maybe look for someone that's like.
So how often do you see the chameleons in teenage girls?
Oh my goodness, I don't want to name any names, but there are people in the media that change their style and what they're into according to the boyfriend that they're dating. And so, of course, girls do that too. So they've got the goth look, we've got the athletic jock girl look, we've got the emo look, the skater girl to go with the skater boy look. And you'll see...
It's kind of like their costumes.
Right, it is. They're trying on lots of identities, and they think they want to be a rocker, and then the next day they like the cheerleader look or the glamour girl. And, really, that actually is normal developmental processing. My background's in psychology as well as fitness. And what we see is that that's good through the 20s. And that's something that we all kind of work through. But if we can wait and get married later, in the late 20s, they actually recommend for girls 26, 28, and for guys 29. then they've worked through some of that and they kind of settle into what they really are, and then they can know what to look for. So yeah, we're pushing the marriage out later and later. I mean, in the 50s it was right after high school, and I think the average marrying was around 21,
right,
22. So we're seeing people waiting, and that's actually good. That's healthy.
How much does being fit work into knowing themselves?
Well, I'm a total believer in the whole health thing, the social health, emotional, physical, mental, and if you feel good in your body and in your skin and you're good, good at self-esteem, which is what happens with fitness, then you're less likely to have to cover up all the time and pretend that you're something that you're not, wear a mask. So I do believe fitness helps us feel good about ourselves. And a lot of times people that work out tend to feel more comfortable being more natural. Not as much, with girls, lots of makeup and, bling bling. And when you see the athletic girls, they've got the ponytail and a little chapstick. So I love that. I love that they can be innocent and just feel good about who they are.
So what else do you see the teens being concerned with right now?
There's a lot of issues with friends. Girls can be very backstabbing, very catty. That's always been the way girls are. They play through the back door. Guys, when they have conflict, they want to get it out, and they're going to, maybe punch each other, and then, they're buddies again. But girls, you can ruin someone's reputation. And if it's notes, if it's text messaging that forwards around, that can go like wildfire.
Oh,
gosh. Ruin someone's. You can post something on MySpace that's not true. And that's actually happened to one of my daughters. And it took her a long time to defrag that and figure out where the source was and to go back and say, no, I never actually did say that. And that wasn't me. And, but girls are like that. They can ruin a reputation. So friends are huge. Friends are huge in teenage circles, and choosing healthy friends. And also what I try to do is teach girls, how do you ditch a friend? It's very difficult to figure out, is there a way, is there a protocol? Because once you say something and you get blacklisted, you could have, no friends for the rest of the year. And so we talk about scripting, and if you're gonna get rid of a friend because you thought she was a great friend and then she took a turn or started to do things that you don't, agree with, then what I say is, blame your parent. That's what we're there for. You might as well just say, you know what, my mom won't let me hang out with you. My mom won't let me hang out with you anymore, and that way we're the bad guy.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one method.
So do parents go along with that now?
Well, parents, I think, would be thinking, if she has a concern with this friend, then obviously I would too, and I don't want her hanging out with her. And so when they call and say, can you go to this party? Why did you stop hanging out with me? You want to come over and spend the night? Then you can just say, my dad is not cool about it. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he just won't let me hang out with you. My mom won't. And it's probably the truth. We probably wouldn't, as parents, want them with that particular friend, but it helps them than having to make up excuses.
Yep.
Tell a friend that you're not going to be their friend anymore. They get these whole circles going on. So, yeah, the parents can be, there's a whole bunch of strategies that you can use with your parent as a teenager and back and forth to be helpful and get through those tough years.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. Conflict is a big deal. And conflict with mom. There's a whole fighting fair thing that we can go into and help moms and daughters.